Sure. Under that one, just that checking account. Frisco, Texas. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you see the 3 pending transactions that are on the account that draw the account into the negative? Do you see the dates on the most recent one, which is dated today's date, for $314? Correct. Do you see the prior 2 transactions dated 10/24 for $131.42 and $98.60? As of last night, or yesterday afternoon when I checked my account, those were pending, and I had a positive balance of $167. Now this morning, this other card transaction has shown up on today's date, and has taken all of those and moved all of those into an overdrafting situation. Can you explain that, please? It's a reoccurring transaction that's supposed to start showing up. That's the first month. That's not the dollar amount that they were telling me that we were supposed to be paying, but that's what they've tried to put through. Nonetheless, if it had hit the system this morning with the 167 positive that was there yesterday, then it should have declined it, and they would have called me, and I would have straightened it out. But what has happened is the system somehow has decided to go ahead and stick it at the first in line, even though the other 2 transactions were done 3 days earlier.
Because they're actually pending, there's not much we can do to go ahead and reverse these for you. This moment in time, we have to wait till they come through the system for you here.
Okay. All right. Well, so what you're telling me then is the system is obviously set up to put the most recent transaction at the front of the line when it potentially overdraws other items, and there's nothing can.
No, what we're seeing at this point in time is, as that $98.60 looks like it's going to be the first one to come through. Then that $131.42, and then at that point in time, the $314.
Okay, so how do you? I guess I'm just confused because as I look at my screen and I look at my most recent transaction, which was not there yesterday, it shows the most recent as a transaction dated 10/27 for $314, which was put on the system this morning. Yesterday, the most recent transaction was $131.42, and then the $98.60. So, which were both done on the 24th. So that's to me where I'm like, wow, how do we wind up sticking a 1027 transaction sequentially, after the most recent cleared transaction of 7311 on 1024? How does that wind up getting stuck in the middle? Unless there's an attempt to defraud my account.
Well, at this time, there's definitely no attempt to defraud your account.
Well, when I see a transaction being posted pending of 1027 being stuck between 1024 and 1024 transactions, what am I supposed to think?
It means that at this point in time, they've authorized that transaction for the 27th. However, because they've already run it through, it is showing up as coming out of your account.
Okay. So like I said, again, yesterday I had those other 2 transactions. Those transactions were done when there were sufficient funds in the account. There was still a positive balance of $167 available on this account. This morning, this transaction apparently came through this Use Store It system, again, which it shouldn't have, and it was quote-unquote temporarily approved pending a final closing, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been declined for insufficient funds. Matter of fact, I tried to use the card yesterday to buy something else, and it wouldn't approve it at the store I went to, and that's why I came home and checked my balance, because I thought I had more in the account than I did, and I went, oh, wow, look at that. So now to...
Well, in any case, at this point in time, that $98.60 and the $131, that's not actually what overdrew your account. It is that $314 that has been submitted to us here.
Right, but it was
overdrawn your account. So the 98 and the 131 all year didn't bring your account overdrawn. It said 314 that did.
I understand that, sir. That's what I've been telling you. And again, the 304.
That's what's happening on this matter here.
Okay, the 314 should have never even been posted on the system as a pending. It should have been declined for unavailability of funds, right?
Even if your account goes overdrawn, up to a certain point, Bank of America will cover those charges for our customers.
Okay.
So they're not hit with insufficient fees within that other company.
Okay, all right, well, that's fine. So that's fine, then I guess we'll look to see what's on the system tomorrow, and then we'll go from there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. So you have a good day now.
All right. Good night. Wasn't that an interesting conversation? Now let's see what they tell us tomorrow.